Okay, hello everybody. This is Rebecca.
This is Michelle.
And this is episode 6, I think.
Okay. It's an episode.
It's an episode. So,
It's been a minute.
the first thing I want to say is on Monday, Michelle and I went to the mall because we heard a couple stores had opened. And when we went to the mall, we realized there was really nothing open. But we did go to a place called Francesca's. It's like a little boutique, and it was such a pleasant experience. We got everything 60% off, and then the girl was super cool and gave us additional 10% off. And she was just really nice, and I think genuinely happy to have somebody to talk to, interact with, and
To have her job.
yeah, to have her job pretty much. So we went there. It was really wonderful to coexist with people again. So probably will definitely in the future go back there and support them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also Chihuahua Appreciation Day, so obviously we showed, little PL some love today because we appreciate him and love him. So those are my 2 positive notes I wanted to start on.
Mm-hmm.
And Michelle, when you're ready for your topics, start with one.
I have a couple topics. One is I don't know what you call it, tsunami of bullshit on social media. I've started unfollowing a lot of stuff because, first of all, I just got to say, and if anybody who did this listens to this, yes, I'm probably talking about you. When the governor first announced that 21-day stay-at-home order or whatever, a ton of people on Instagram got it off the website and posted it on their story and like, oh, if you have any questions, ask me. What the fuck am I going to ask you? You are a real estate agent, or you're a barista, or you're a nail tech, or you're a student. How the fuck are you going to have answers? It was this weird, like, everybody all of a sudden was like, yeah, fucking, I'm all in, I'm on board, and ask me questions,
Yeah,
and I'm going to tell you.
The embodiment of this.
Yeah. And then, for the first 21 days, it was a lot of shaming. Stay at home so we can do this, and if you go out, you're an asshole. And there's some that I stopped following accounts, people videotaping people going into a store without a mask and just fucking shaming people.
Mm-hmm.
What horrible, god-awful humans these people are for not wearing a mask. And it's like, okay.
But let's say on the flip side, it was nothing but all across social media, people are coming together and being so great and helpful. And, interestingly enough, I went fishing and never seen so much trash and litter in a natural environment before. Like my experience today watching the nonsense go down at the Starbucks with people fighting who was going to get in line first. Do not shove this down people's throats that on social media, people are coming together and being so kind to. I don't care what you do on the internet. If that does not translate into your actual real life, go fuck yourself. If you want to preach that and then turn around and be a dick in public, go fuck yourself. Continue.
Well, okay. So, and then it was also a lot of like, here's tips for things you could do at home. Like, these motherfuckers are experts on quarantine life. Like,
I can't stand quarantine
the word activity, 875. Okay. You're not showing me anything except for the only quarantine activity you have is trying to project onto everyone else that you have your shit in order when you don't.
Good point.
Just like everybody else. So you're sitting here and you're like, I'm going to fucking copy and paste the 21-day stay-at-home order and I'm going to post that shit. You don't know shit. You didn't do anything there. You should join this fucking online self-help bullshit because quarantine. No, you're not doing anything there. Self-help is different for everybody. So even the fact that you are telling people how to engage in self-help and like self-love, love, you're like literally contradicting yourself. because everybody's on a different path. And then here's the best thing about this. All these people who are like initially, fuck you, wear a mask, stay at home. These people are literally on the internet showing themselves taking long ass bike rides and
Camping.
Can't find camping, but backyard parties and I'm boating with a group of friends and here I went and I did this and blah blah blah. And now it's like I couldn't go to a wedding out of state because of coronavirus. This is such bullshit. I think it's really upsetting that I could be infected at work because I work with people, but I can't go to a wedding, which is safer. Okay. I would just like to remind you of the fact that 29 days ago, you copy and pasted the stay-at-home order and asked me if I had any questions. That was on your fucking post.
Here's the thing, though. This is no different than any other day in the life of someone who does nothing but post constantly on Instagram and Facebook.
A social media influencer, if you will.
No, you're not an influencer. You have no life. And if you're posting every 20 minutes, just mowed my yard. 10 minutes later, took a shower after I mowed my yard. Fresh face. Hashtag. All these hashtags.
Here's the products I use to get a healthy glow.
Shut up.
How the fuck am I going to get those products from the local place downtown that's not open because of the stay-at-home order during quarantine?
Okay. Also, so number one, the only reason this is different is because they put the hashtag COVID to it. Okay, this is so stupid. These are the same people. They do this their whole entire lives anyways.
I do hashtags.
I know you do.
I used to do actually, you know what? I haven't done one in a really long time.
That's good, though. That's good, because you know what? People who use hashtags on the regular, like it means something.
I used to do it as a total joke.
I do it as a joke.
Because it's kind of a joke. But
it really is.
But it's like COVID-19 memories. If anything goes the way it should, I'm fucking hoping I forget this completely.
Okay, I just want to say on May 14th, it's 6:18 p.m. These are my predictions. Restaurants, gyms, nail salons, hair salons open on Saturday. 2 weeks from Saturday, everything gets shut down. Mark my word. When it gets shut down again, it will now become a law that you have to wear a mask in public. This is going to cause a huge problem for people. Why? Do I really need to go there? No. These are my predictions. I think 2 weeks from now, the first person that gets sick from having allergies or maybe they get a sinus infection. Number one, everything that goes on right now is being classified as corona. 2 weeks from now, it's going to get shut down. So if you have anything you'd like to do that you haven't already done, by the way, it's probably going to be a good thing to do it in the next 2 weeks.
I completely disagree with going out and doing anything because
I'm not going to go crazy. I'm just saying I think this is exactly what's going to happen. Oh, things are opening. Haha, psych, because it's already forecasted. This is going into next school year. You know what I mean? So
but we're off topic.
Okay.
We're off topic because my whole point is you have these local corona experts asking if I have any questions. These are fucking people that I went to high school with. I'm going to tell you right now, no, I don't have any questions. I don't think you have the answers. Of course, now, I wasn't who I wasn't. I am not now who I was in high school, so I would hope someone would trust me now, but I don't want your input on this. Any asshole and idiot can copy and paste anything from the fucking internet. I just think it's funny how, we were so on this, stay at home. Don't be a selfish asshole. Well, yeah, I'd go to a wedding because of corona. Oh, and if I go to a wedding and I have to come back, I have to self-isolate quarantine for 14 days. That is such bullshit. We had to self-isolate quarantine for 21 days, and you were so fucking on it. You were literally every 20 minutes posting. Okay, I'll never forget it. There's this person, I don't know, flew a drone. It was day 3 of 21 day stay-at-home order. And some
Is this in Boise, Idaho?
Yes, this is in Boise, Idaho. And some asshole flew his drone over the mall parking lot, and there were no cars. And people were like, oh my God. Well, that means people are listening to rules. So are you upset? Are you happy? It's apocalyptic. it's apocalyptic because people are following the rules. What the fuck do you want? What do you want? Any questions? If you have questions, hit me up. If you have any questions, I'll answer you.
By the way, there's one of my all-time favorite songs, Fall of Humanity, from a band called Fall of Humanity. And I took a picture of the empty street and I said, Fall of Humanity. So just so you know, I really wasn't mad that anyone wasn't out and I wasn't happy about it. It just was. And I thought it was an interesting play on words.
It's like that's literal fucking. And then it was like, the drone flew over like our only 3 main roads here, like Park Center, Broadway, Federal Way, and there's no cars out. Yet somehow people are going to say, if people had stayed home, but you just posted a bunch of pictures of people staying home. So people did stay home or they didn't stay home. Now you're mad that they stayed home, but also because they didn't. And you don't want to stay home and you're mad that you have to because you want to go to a wedding. What the fuck do you want?
Sidebar, people who get married in the summer just make better
choices. It's May.
Choices.
It's not summer.
Okay, well,
this was last weekend.
When people have weddings mid-June, I don't understand. Anyways.
To continue with Instagram.
Okay, wow, yes. Continuing with IG, fam.
It's really sad because I admit I'm on my phone a lot. I don't have much else to do. Besides reading and schoolwork and whatever else, I go on Instagram. And you clickbait and you start following like meme accounts because memes are hilarious. Everybody likes a good meme. It's fun to share them with your friends or your people and laugh, funny, ha ha. But anymore, it's fucking, oh, her at is this and she's fucking naked and she does porn and has an OnlyFans and thank me later and it's just smut all the time.
God damn, on every single one. It's like I wanted to follow the Halloween one.
Smut.
Dude, I don't give a fuck that she can put her face down on a bed and ass up. Anyone can do
what
it.
What position is this? Intermediate? It's fucking...
Expert. Okay,
expert level trash.
Anyone can do it.
I know. So, trying to like still unfollow nonsense, that's just like the onslaught of mental fuckery.
Right.
I came across a couple things. One of them is a picture, it was on a meme thing, of 2 glasses of water apparently at a restaurant when you could go to restaurants. And a girl posted it and it said, he's broke when he only lets you order water. Okay, so then the rebuttal right underneath it is a guy. And he said, you're broke when you depend on someone else to pay for your meal. And I just started thinking about this. Number one, this girl joke, if it was a joke or not, I mean, that gives a bad impression of women, right? Who expect things. It's not unrealistic to be asked on a date by a man and want to order a drink. These could have been 15-year-olds, whatever. That's
Which
not
they are.
It's not unrealistic. I mean, I would be a little put off if I had gone on my first date with, and he was like, you can only get water. I would have been like, ugh.
I would have been like, okay, I gotta go to the bathroom, and I would have left.
Right. You're not going to tell me
what I'm going to drink.
But also, like, I'm not going to expect, you to pay some lavish, because that's just not okay.
No.
But then it's like the dude rebuttal of, you're broke when you depend on someone else to pay for your meal. If you ask me out to dinner, you're paying for my meal.
Right.
I'm not dependent on you. I don't expect anything, but you have asked me out on a date.
Right. I've been feeding myself all week.
I don't miss meals.
Right.
You asked me. I gave you the privilege of sitting and having a meal with me because you asked me.
Right.
So you're going to pay for my meal because you asked.
Or what
is this not a thing anymore?
I can tell you, I don't think this has been a thing. Now, let me do a little history. Remember when me, you, and Ashley, we did a long time ago, early 20s, we did this thing where we posted the type of guy we wanted to go on a date with. And we all went on a date. It was like an exploration. Okay, we did a little thing. Mine was the bro type. Michelle's was the mountain man type. And Ashley, Lord knows, whatever she said. Sorry, Ashley, I don't know what you said. And I went on a date with this guy who was a bro. And things kind of seemed to go well. Went out again. Asked me to dinner for a third time. we went, and this guy, and this is not an exaggeration, we went to dinner, went and saw some freaking Iron Man when Pepper Potts turns into the evil whatever she is. I don't even remember. And the guy says after the movie, I've taken you out 3 times, so it's kind of time for you to put out. And this is not, I'm not making that up when I say that. That's what this guy literally looked at me and said. I'm sorry, what? I don't have to do anything with you. I don't have to touch you. I don't need to hold your hand. I don't even need to look you in the eyes if I don't want to. This is the 3rd time I've taken you out. It's time you put out.
Well, your date went further than mine. I was told I was a liberal baby murderer, and because I used a microwave, I had radiated all of my brain cells and was an idiot. That's what I got.
So you answered your own question. Is this where things have? This is where they've always been.
No. My question is, so like, when did it go from? So there is a form of. It's like a process. It's like a courting process.
And if that hashtag triggers some people, it's called dating.
Right, it's called dating. So, from the beginning of time, and this is not my fault, from the beginning of time, as a girl, child, baby, you come into the world, and what do people give you? They give you fake babies, and they train you how to be mothers, and then they pop in the fucking video VHS of fucking goddamn Cinderella, and they tell you a queen, you a princess in hiding until you find a prince who puts the shoe on. You're gonna be a sad maiden until you find the right man who will take care of you, and blah 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 and blah blah. And every movie you've ever seen, it's the same goddamn storyline. Girl meets boy. Boy meets girl. Things go well. Boy fucks up. They break up. But force of nature, they come back together. So your whole fucking life is like taught to you through images and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So since the beginning of time, it has always been that man asks girl out. He courts her. He takes her places. He buys her dinner. They fall in love. So if you ask me to, I have not been asked to dinner in a decade. Yeah. I was going to say, so the last time I was formally asked to dinner, I was taken to dinner and I could eat whatever the fuck I wanted and he paid for it.
That's nice.
Probably because I didn't date someone my own age. Probably helped. Whatever.
I don't think that has anything to do. But all right.
But he had money because he was an adult and
sure.
Kind of thing. Sure. But so when did that change? When did chivalry? When did that end? When did common matters end?
It ended when children started having children in mass production.
Right.
There's your answer. Well, when children started having children, and then they would say, "Oh, by the way, Mom, here's my baby. I'm going downtown," and Mom would say, "Okay, honey, have fun. You look great tonight."
Well, and I always hear like, mothers should raise their sons to be how's that saying? Mm-hmm. Like, you should raise your sons to be nice to women, or like men who grow up with sisters have better manners. But we've always been raised that as a woman, you should also have manners. You treat someone how you want to be treated.
You're a human being and other human beings.
Correct.
It's simple.
But as a woman, I still somehow you have it in your brain that if you're walking into a store and a man is in front of you, he would hold the door open for you.
The person, not a man, the person in front of you should hold the door open for you.
Yes. When you go on a date, the man should open the door for you.
Sure, 100%. I think that's nice.
That's nice. That's not a thing
anymore.
Right. Anymore you can drive in the car and, a guy can cut you off and then he'll pull up next to you and call you a fat cunt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like there are no manners anymore.
Right.
And then I saw this other thing on Instagram that said, women fuck who they want. Boys fuck who they can. And then the male rebuttal was, well, men marry who they want. Girls marry who they can. I'm like, okay.
I'm like, damn, I spent 11 years in 2 relationships. I'm not even married. So, damn. The guy didn't want me.
Not, but it's like, this is the trash that people say to each other.
Yeah, 100%.
And then I just think, well, this is what we wanted when we wanted equality, right? We all want to be the same. Everybody's equal. Everybody can do what everyone else can do. Anything you can do, I can do better. Fucking just, you're a man. I don't give a fuck. I'm a lady. Fuck you. Okay. So now we're all these fucking equal. We're just a bunch of equal assholes that say fucking rude ass shit to each other all the time. And there's no manners, because I'm telling you right now, I'm not gonna be nice to a fucking asshole out in public. If an asshole doesn't hold the door open for me, fuck that guy. I'm not gonna hold open the door for an asshole.
No.
I mean, it's equality, people. We're all the same. It's like, treat others how you want to be treated.
That doesn't work.
Clearly not. But then I'm thinking, this is the shit. I'm 32 and I'm reading this shit on the internet and I'm triggered. So now let's think about 12, 13, 14-year-olds on the internet that see this and they're like, fuck, this is how it is? Because they don't have moms and dads. They have
first
iPads.
Of all,
so
yeah, first of all,
this.
they had iPhones when they were 4.
That's what I'm saying. So this is the narrative. You know you're broke when you depend on someone else to pay for your meal. When you get asked out on a date, that person should pay. That's like a thing. But now if you have the person who asked you out on a date, a guy asks a guy on a date, a girl asks a girl, whatever, cool. It's the person who asks should pay.
Yeah, I mean,
but not anymore, because if you let someone pay for your meal,
you're broke and dependent.
You're dependent on someone. Equality. Yeah, so here's what we should do. Hey, do you want to go out to dinner platonically, pay for our own separate food, but then
maybe romantically be involved for a few minutes?
But fuck, and then I'm going to go home and make a nasty meme about it and how you were not expert level in this position. I'm going to share it out to all my friends, and then I'm going to write a bad review about you on Tinder, and I'm going to swipe left next time. I mean, it's like, the fuck are we doing here?
Right.
I have no desire to date in the world. You could not fucking pay me to join a fucking dating app.
No.
You couldn't pay me to get set up on a blind date.
Well, and here's the thing too. It's kind of a running joke at my work that we're going to set up a Tinder account for me for everyone's entertainment. And I started to think about that, and I was like,
that's not entertaining.
Shouldn't I be insulted?
Absolutely.
And I kind of am. I started thinking about it like, why would I do that to entertain someone else when the fact that I'm 31 and not married sometimes bothers me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I see people who we went to school with who are raising beautiful, independent children.
Mm-hmm.
And they've, people have bought houses and they're doing these things with their lives. And slightly, I sit home at night by myself and think, okay, wow, what are they doing that I'm not doing? You know, they're doing the things that, I would like to do. Not things that we should do.
Why would you like to do that? Explain that. Why?
I guess maybe that's like a social norm that's been.
Yeah.
So whether or not it's true and whether or not it's right, I have those thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this person has children and they have their own styles and they're cool, and they're independent women growing up. And it's really cool. I find it wonderful. There's a few people who have really beautiful children that I'm like, they're cool.
Mm-hmm.
And they play sports and they do things for school and they get good grades. And I'm like, yes, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So I enjoy watching that. Mm-hmm. But the fact that I don't have that it's not a detriment. It doesn't make me less than, but it kind of bothers me sometimes. So I'm going to join. First of all, Tinder, it's a fuck app. I don't need to join.
They're all
right. Apps. I don't need to join an app to get laid, but let's create me a Tinder so I can entertain my coworkers
who are men.
The one who came up with this idea is, and I know it was meant like funny, ha ha, and it wasn't. I don't think there was any ill intent with it. But the more I think about it, I'm kind of like, wow.
But then it's like, okay,
is my life a joke?
But then you think of the other side. Am I being too sensitive? Like,
Right.
How come this bothers me?
Why does this bother me? Should it? But then on the other side of that is what made it okay for someone to even say it in the first place?
What made it manners?
Right.
Manners. There is no fucking, nothing is private, nothing is sacred, nothing is personal. Everything is out on everything. No one keeps their business to themselves. Everything is everywhere all the time. And when I was in a Zoom meeting, and we're sitting there, and the meeting starts, and we're supposed to be talking about work shit in the first 10 minutes. Everybody's talking about their husband or their wife and how, I messed up and I got my wife a vacuum and she was mad and, I would never give my wife a vacuum and I got my husband a vacuum. And I was like, since I'm the only person not married in this entire city, there's nothing I can offer to this conversation. I would just like to do my job.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I am the only person that works in a school that is not married with kids. And it makes me feel so sad and like stunted. Like there's something wrong with me.
Okay. That's a good way to, late bloomer, stunted. What?
And there's something that I get taken advantage of at work because I'm not married and I don't have kids. I get asked to do all the shit that married people with children don't want to do.
Right, because you got ample time.
Because I have ample time. So because I am not married with children means I have time to waste and take care of that other people don't want to. My time is not valuable
to them.
Mm-hmm. Because I have not done these
things they have done.
Normal societal things that by this age everyone else has done. Mm-hmm. And that's upsetting.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't want to do these things until 6, 7 o'clock at night. Maybe I would rather just go home.
Right. Maybe by 8 o'clock at night, I like to be in bed.
Right.
I like to be adding things to my Pinterest.
Yeah.
I like to be reading a little book.
And my time is not spent. My quality of life is not less than somebody who goes home to a wife and 5 kids.
Correct. Absolutely 100%.
Or a husband and 2 kids.
And
why is that?
Vice versa, your life is not more valuable because you have a wife and kids.
No, absolutely. Right.
And that
is very true.
However,
that's how it is, though.
Oh, yeah.
You get people that do come before others who don't.
Yes.
Because there's always that, my token kid is this. Oh, I have to be gone because of my kid's this. And it's always the out. Well, how about my fucking cat did this? That's my kid. That's my child.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't count.
Mm-hmm. To some people it does. To some people it doesn't.
I know.
And yes, we know it's not a maternal biological child. But when you love and cherish animals as a part of your family,
I think everybody, really loves animals. I don't think.
No, I know a few people who don't. Dogs are dogs. They're not anything else.
Mm.
Their main function is to hunt or to hunt with you, retrieve your game, sleep in a crate all day. I mean, there's people who do that, and that's fine.
Sure.
Whatever. Again, I'm not less than because I think Poncho's the coolest and I love him and I talk about him and he's got his picture on my phone. Okay? He's my best friend. Besides my best friends.
This podcast took a weird turn, but I also want to talk about Mother's Day that just passed.
I wanted to do it as well, and then I didn't know if maybe we should, but maybe we should.
Yeah, Mother's Day. Sometimes I get on these weird, I don't know why I don't like it. And so I'm not sure why I watch it because, you watch things that you like, so I can't understand.
Oh no, there is fascination. This is a natural thing to be fascinated with things like death, serial killers. People are fascinated by things like this.
Sure.
So just because for a fact, ooh, this is really not my thing, doesn't mean.
Okay, so I'll sometimes when I can't sleep, it'll be a different type of spiral, but I'll find myself watching at home water births
Mhm.
or natural births.
Mhm.
And so I'll be watching it, and it's like, praising women for being so strong and being able to have kids unmedicated, without painkillers, or the strength of women and their ability to give life, and well, and then so sometimes, and then after that I spiral, and I'm like, I don't view that as strength. And then I'm like, oh, what's wrong with me? I don't think pregnancy is beautiful. Ooh, why don't I? I've never wanted children. Ooh,
Totally fine.
I'm broken. Like you, I think something is broken inside me, because I've never like felt, I don't like babies. I'm very uncomfortable around babies. I've never wanted a baby.
That's true. You are uncomfortable around babies. I'm not uncomfortable around. I mean, I worked at the daycare for almost 5 years.
Yeah.
I love the babies. I don't have the urge to want to have a
I
baby.
don't love babies. Nothing in my makeup. At this point, people are like, "Oh, my biological clock." I don't have one.
Totally fine.
I know, but sometimes I watch those videos, or sometimes I look at that and I'm like, why?
Or are you watching them hoping to react in a different way?
Sometimes
you're hoping to get a different
sometimes
emotional
I'm thinking
response.
like, "Ooh, maybe if I watch them enough, or maybe if I focus on it enough, maybe something in my brain will spark, like, oh, maybe I do want that." And then a really weird thing, a couple of years ago, when I found out about my ovaries and all that stuff, and they were like, the probability for you to have children is very low, and if you wanted to, it would be all this work. And then I was like emotional about it, but then I was like, why?
That's difficult to hear.
But why was I emotional about it? I've never wanted kids.
I'll go with probably the typical cliche answer is you haven't met the person in life that inspires you to want to have a child. You have to, in my opinion, if I'm going to have a child, in my mind I would like to think that there's going to be a man involved with that. And I'm not just talking about the hit it and quit it sperm donor. I'm talking about the person that's going to help me raise the kid, and we're going to influence this child together and raise the child together.
And I've never had that feeling. Like, I've never thought about, if I meet the man, I could see myself bringing life and like raising kids. Never.
Okay, then number one, that's good. You didn't have a kid with some dickhead. That's fantastic.
I know. I'm just trying to figure out. And is it just the mental fuckery because I have ovaries? And I was like, oh no. Am I less? This is the thing. Am I less than other women because I haven't given birth?
No.
And am I less than other women because I don't have that innate desire? And does that make me less nurturing and less caring?
Absolutely not.
Because I don't have the capacity, and nor do I want it. And I think that's a really interesting.
And I don't.
Fucked up.
You're not alone in that. I know for a fact you're not alone in that. But here's the thing as well. I think it takes an incredibly strong female to admit, like myself, I am way too selfish to have a kid. And you know what? I am. I want to spend the money that I have on what I want. I want to wake up on Saturday and go fishing if I want. I want to do things on my time the way I want to do them. I am incredibly selfish. And I don't think right now I would be willing to alter that huge side of my personality and my being to have a kid.
Yeah.
I can admit that. I'm real selfish. And honestly, I always try to break it down in time. I'm like, oh, okay, if I met a man tomorrow, I'd have to straight up know the guy for like 10 years to know if he was decent enough to have kids. But then that puts me at 42. I'm not having a kid at 42. I told myself the cutoff was 30. If it didn't happen, it didn't happen. I'm definitely not going to meet a guy and date a guy and then, oh, baby time. Because that's not how we operate. Whether that was nature versus nurture, how we were brought up, the shit we went through, that doesn't matter. I think it's okay to be able to say, I don't see babies and weep. I see babies and kind of, because they look like little aliens and what, and that's okay.
I loved one baby once.
Yes, you did. And he rejected you.
Oh man, that was. So brutal, man.
And
it's like I saw this baby. I think that I want
that
to
has
say
nothing to do with this.
I want to say that this should not come across pedophilic in any way, but I think I saw this baby, and that is the man of my dreams. That baby,
Dude.
that baby at that time, I saw this baby, and I swear to God, there was a halo around this baby, and I was like, and I was like, this is it. This is my time. This is the baby I want to hold. And she fucking went to hold. Hear me, the baby. And he went rigor mortis, stiff as a board, and slid through my arms. And I was just like, this is the worst rejection I've ever felt in my life. And I just knew then, like, I don't have it.
Wow, so that was not the time that you realized this. But it's a good story.
That baby, wow. It was the only baby I ever wanted to touch.
I will tell you working
only baby I wanted to touch.
Working at the daycare, there were babies that straight didn't like me, and they had their favorites, and it used to piss me right the fuck off. I'd be like, really?
Dude, I could care less.
No, dude, it's a thing. I'd be like, do I not feed you the same? I feed you the same thing. I'll get you those imitation Cheetos. The baby friendly Cheeto, you know what I mean? I know some of you know what I'm talking about. The Gerber Cheetos. I'm like, I will slip you this Gerber Cheeto, and literally it would be like the hand would go up and it would be like, oh, and I'd be like, no, oh, darn.
See, when this rejection happened to me, when the rigor mortis and the stiff as a board slide through, I didn't think like, why doesn't he like me? I was like, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of, was there a movie at some point about Christmas and the actual Cole was in the thing and somebody was like, what the fuck? It made me feel like this baby on Christmas morning, I was the stocking and he reached in and it was Cole. And so that's why he was like, get away from me. And I just felt like a heartless, sad person.
Okay. Well, I wish I could say I'm sorry that happened and it won't happen again. The truth is,
I watch these fucking water births and I swear to God, these motherfucking men. If I'm
okay,
if
here we
I
go.
am, first of all, I will never in my life will I ever be butt ass naked in front of my dad, my mom, my husband.
Your mom's not even an option.
I'm just saying, like, this is the scenario. I'm not butt ass naked in front of all my previous children, all their cousins, my sister, her husband, my step parents, my father-in-law.
That's a little strange to me.
I'm not butt ass naked in the room in the tub. Mm-mm. And then here's my husband patting me on the back. You got it, babe. What the fuck? You got it, babe? You got it, babe.
I'm like, let me tell you what I got.
You got it, babe? You fucking pat me on the back. I mean, I'm spread eagle in this tub. Your goddamn dad is looking straight into my vagina, into my soul.
Wow. Okay.
Fucking cousins of this motherfucker are scarred for life because for some reason we thought this 5-year-old needed to see this.
They're not scarred for life. They're outside walking the baby stroller right after. They're ready. They're groomed.
I mean, as that 5-year-old, I would be fucking scarred, but I'm like, you pat me on the shoulder and say, you got this, babe. And that guy got to choose who he wanted to marry. That girl only married him because she could. That's literally, we're going to tie it all back together. That man married who he could or who he wanted, and that was that lady, and she married who she could, and that was her last result. And now she's sitting butt naked in the tub, getting pat on the back. You got this, babe. That's it.
Okay. Do you have any final parting thoughts at all? I'll tell you, we tried to go to the Fred Meyer tonight, and a lady in a mask literally almost touched my body with her body, even though she was wearing a mask, to get to some chicken.
You know what? I'm gonna get straight off this COVID thing. My parting thought is literally, I'm gonna post on my Instagram tonight tips and tricks to have an at-home water birth that is successful. I'm gonna post them. If you have any questions, let me know.
Okay. If you have any questions,
let me know.
Let Rebecca know as well. I don't know how I'm gonna help any of you, but you can let me know.
I'm just gonna post a lot of stupid shit that I'm gonna copy and paste from. I'm a doula now.
Oh my god! Yes.
I will not pat you on the back and say you got this, babe, but I will post a bunch of shit I did not write and claim my knowledge of it, and I'll fucking answer all your questions.
That sounds really nice. I feel like this has really enlightened you in a different way. Yay, everybody, thanks for listening. Until next time.
Okay,
Okay,
bye.
bye.